everyone, Daisy here with 12 Days of Christmas Holiday Music Edition. This is the Oh Christmas Tree day, and so I'm using this stitched tree cut file on my background, and that is from Confessions of a Paper Addict. And then I'm using some Stampin' Up! Stamps to heat emboss on my background. I'm using white embossing powder from Nuvo, and just stamping a bunch of these flowers and a couple of those trees, and then I'll use some of the smaller flowers too. I made an absolute mess with the embossing powder. Um, it's just like really dry in my house, and so it was like sticking to everything. And I ended up not thinking about it and brushing it all off the table right onto my lap. And then I also wiped my hands on my lap, which then created like the flower effect, when you're baking and you like aren't paying attention and you wipe your hands like on your butt or something and then you have like handprints. Yeah, kind of pulled one of those things. But anyway, I'm just using a paintbrush to clean up because my background was pretty much dry, but it was still sticking in a couple of spots. So I just used a paintbrush and kind of went around and took off the extra embossing powder. And I just wanted something like fun in the background because I'm going to do a lot of mixed media, and I wanted to have some of the resist technique. Now I did not realize I was going to be doing mixed media, so when I cut this cut file, I cut it out on like the wrong paper. So there is wrong paper. This is not as sturdy as the paper I usually use, so you can see it's already warping, and that's just from the gesso. So I do end up sticking it to another piece of cardstock to flatten it out really well at the end, because I do get it pretty wet here. So I'm using a bunch of different shimmers colors, all the greens that I have. So Green Goddess, Celery, Blue Lagoon. Oh, there's one more green, like it's meant to be, maybe. I know that's a green color, but I can't remember if that's the one that I'm using. It's that one right there that I just put on, the really light green one. I can't remember the name of it. But if you are interested, leave it in the comments down below and I will look it up. So just spreading it around my paper here and then adding a lot of water and letting it smush around. I do, because this is the wrong paper, it does tear in a couple of places, but I cover it up kind of with my photo and with some of the embellishments so you don't really see it. And I had intended on doing some stitching around the Christmas tree cut file. However, after I did this mixed media, I was afraid that the paper wouldn't handle it, so I don't end up doing the stitching, and I regret it. I kind of wish I had done it, but I do kind of come up with something that I'm okay with in the end. So just drying this off, trying to get the like big puddles. I was very impatient. And I thought I was going to use this light colored cardstock, but I end up going with this dark color that you see here. And this is already with the cardstock stuck down to another piece to really reinforce it. And I'm using this adorable picture of my pup. I'm pretty sure I've scrapped this before, but I love this picture so much that I don't really care. And I'm backing it on some diamond glitter cardstock from Cardstock Warehouse. And then I'm going to back it on this Hip Kit Club tissue paper because it was the perfect color. This was from, I think, last year. We were putting the tree up and he was like upset that we weren't paying attention to him. So he kept inserting himself like under the tree, near the tree, around the box for the tree, just to be part of everything. And then he just laid here under the tree for a while with this like sad puppy look on his face. Oh, because he never gets any attention. So I thought I was going to use some of these puffy like enamel dot things to decorate my tree, but I don't like the way it ends up. Like I feel like you can't see them well enough, so I take them off after I spend all this time sticking them down. I don't know, maybe if I had chosen a different color, but I was kind of going with monochromatic. I don't know why that seems to be my go-to lately, but it really is. So, um, yeah, don't like it. So I'm going to peel them all off. And I have to be super careful because my paper's very fragile. And I don't remember what I'm going to do next. Like I just did this a couple nights ago and I don't remember. Oh, so I thought I could use one of these Faber-Castell paint markers to go around the tree with white, because it's got like white India ink in it, or it's supposed to anyway, but you can't see it at all. And I go over it a couple of times and it's really, I was super disappointed. Because this was kind of one of the things that I actually bought those pens for, was to write on mixed media, and I was disappointed it didn't show up. And then I tried some thick white gesso and that didn't work either. So I think I go all the way around just so that it looks the same on both sides, but that doesn't end up working out. So then I'm just stumped, not sure what I'm going to do, as you can see from my thinking fingers. So I start working on the title, and it's going to be Oh Christmas Tree. And I'm going to use a combination of thickers because I don't have enough letters in any of the thickers that I want to use. So yeah, I have to come up with a different plan. And I think I do use the O out of those stickers that I just pulled off, which are the wood grain with the gold glitter around the outside. But now I'm off looking for other ones. And so I'm going to, oh no, I use those ones. So I'm going to use these wood grain ones for the tree, and I don't have any E's, so I'm going to use upside down 3s. And I'm going to use these little ones for Christmas, which are gold foil. I think they're called Happy, and I get mine at Walmart because they're like $2.99 there, so I try to pick them up whenever I go because they're some of my favorites. And then I use these big, I thought I was going to use those other wood grain ones, but I didn't like the way the two wood grains look together, so I'm going to use these big white ones with the gold foil outline. And now here's where I regret. I should have decorated my tree before I glued the title down. That would have made this process super simple, but I didn't think about that because I wasn't sure how I was going to decorate my tree, so I didn't realize it was going to be like making this way harder than it needed to be. So I stick those down, and then I pull out this trim, which I've had sitting on my desk. I'm trying to get some of it used up, and I'm using some of this double-sided adhesive from Spiegelmom Scraps. This is the really thin one. I think it's 1/8 of an inch, and I'm putting like diagonal lines of it down my Christmas tree here. And I'm going to use this fuzzy, fibery gold trim to be the tinsel on my tree. And I actually enjoy the way this looks immensely. And then I realized I have a gold pen, so that was my answer for outlining the tree. I'm just going to go around it with the gold pen. And I'm doing it really kind of sloppily, so it looks like it's very hand-drawn. So I'm going to continue putting my tinsel on my tree. And I thought I was only going to decorate it to there, but then that didn't make any sense. Why would I stop there? You don't stop there when you're decorating your tree, like you keep going. So then this is where if the title wasn't there, it would have been so much easier, but I just go around it. And then I decide to add some of the gold sequin. And I was going to do like a crisscross, but I thought that was too much, so I'm just going to go in the same diagonal just in between those other fibers and put down these lines of gold sequins. Again, trying to use more of this trim up. This is something I've had in my stash for quite a few years. It came from the dollar spot at Target, I'm pretty sure. And I really only bought it for that gold scallop that you can see on there, because I used to sell those in rolls from like American Crafts, I think, and I ran out of it, and then I couldn't find it anywhere except for on this dollar spot find. So, and then I've been hoarding it. But anyhow, just sticking these down. That double-sided adhesive from Spiegel Mom Scraps really makes it easy to do, and it sticks really well. So you just see me knocking off all the extra little half sequins that I'm cutting through, so that they're not stuck around my layout here. And then I wasn't thinking you don't actually decorate the stump of the tree or the trunk of the tree, but it's fine. We're gonna go with it. So just filling in the rest of my trim there. And then I'm like, okay, this is looking okay. I'm all right with it. What else can I add? So then I am going to go for some Spiegel Mom Scraps sequins. I'm pretty sure is my next thing. And for December, first I'm going to outline the whole thing with gold. And then for December, Jody made a all gold mix, and it is absolutely beautiful. And now I can't remember what it's called. It's right there. I can't see it. Maybe you can see the title if I hold it up, which I might not. Who knows? But it has gold stars in it. It has regular gold sequins, like all that beautiful gold. So I put a star at the top of the tree, and then I'm going to start just putting gold sequins around randomly. Really no rhyme or reason, but I go super overboard and add a ton of sequins. So first I add these gold, these are like regular sequins, and then I'm going to add a bunch of these little stars, and just go into town with those, adding them all around. And I'm trying to think what else. I'm going to add a couple of the large gold stars too. I was trying not to add them because I wanted just the big gold star at the top of the tree, but then I'm like, we're going to add some more. And I'm using liquid adhesive for these little ones because my Zots are all too big for these little stars. And also with the mixed media, it sticks a little better. And I'm just using my favorite jewel picker there, something that I got from Amazon, and it is amazing. Is it Shine On and On? I think that's the name of the sequin mix, pretty sure. Okay, so now I'm going through my Christmas stash, and I'm going to pull out a couple of things. So I'm looking for gold items that I can add to this because the background's, got a lot of green in it, and I don't want to add too much more other colors. So I find these gold foil hearts, and I'm going to add them in a few places. And then I'm going to add some little, these are clear stickers that have gold trees on them, and I'm going to kind of scatter those around with the sequins. I'm going to add a couple of phrase stickers underneath that says something like, I've been so good, presents and love, I think are the ones that I use because he's under the tree, so I don't know, I just felt like they were fitting words. And I had to move some of my sequins around to stick everything down there. And then I'm going to add that Fancy Pants. It's a black chalkboard tag you can see over there. It's the last one that I have, so I'm using that up. Super excited. I'm going to put that behind the photo. And then I kind of create my own tag using that gold and white snowflake paper there. Just because I can never have one tag. I don't know why. It has to have two. I feel like one is just lonely. So then I add a second one, and I don't pop a hole in it because I have no intention of putting any twine in it. So if there's not a hole, it doesn't matter, right? Right. And then I'm going to use these two little banners and put them up there in that corner just by themselves. They're not even going to have anything else with them. And then I have those little jewel stars down there. I don't know what they're from, but they're the perfect colors of green, so I'm going to add those around, and then that's going to be the end of my layout. So if you haven't already, head on over and check out Christy's layout for today. We are taking Sunday and Monday off, I believe. And then we're going to do the rest of our layouts Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.